Yep.
All right, welcome traders. This is Carlos over here, CEO of GAR Capital. This is our week recap and week preview. Hope everyone had a great week. I'm with my VP of Trading, Anthony. How you doing, man? How you
Good
feeling?
evening. Pretty good, pretty good. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully, everyone's having a good week so far.
Yeah,
Alrighty, and let's make it happen.
absolutely, man. So we're gonna go jump right to it. Right now, we're looking at the dollar yen. Let's go over what we have open at the current moment. Let's go to the website. Right now, the website, what we have trading is that we have two positions dollar yen. We're long euro dollar. We still have our Kiwi CAD open long and an Aussie yen short, which we're expecting equities to be a little bit under pressure. So with that being said, let's look at the markets currently. Let's get a refresh button here going. All right. The Nikkei is up about 25 points. Pretty quiet in Asia at the moment. U.S. equities closed pretty flat, just waiting on the Fed and the Bank of Japan. So
Yep.
let's go to the media. Let's go to see what the news has for in store for us today. Monday, not much going on. Didn't get much movement. Dollar yen hit the low of 101.50. Canadian dollar kind of was all over the place due to the oil markets going nuts. I mean, that's all we're gonna be watching. I mean, the Dow futures opened up what 100 points and totally
Yep.
took that away, and we closed it flat. Basically, gave up those 100 points.
Yeah, pretty wild, pretty wild. It's just like everything is on the Fed right now.
Yeah, definitely. Totally understand that. Volatility is definitely in their play now. We're just waiting for the news to hit and see what's going to happen. It's a central bank based economy now. Everything's based on the central bank. It seems like
They
that's
got
all we
that right.
wait for. Yeah. All right, so we're looking at Tuesday, September 20th. We have some Kiwi Gary prices coming out. It's tentative. Assumption is around mid morning. We have Bank of Canada, Governor Pelosi speaking. Not really much going on. The big deal right here is the Japanese monetary policy statement, which is around midnight Eastern Standard Time or 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll see if we're going to add some added stimulus. We're going to see if we're going to get more bond buying or what the heck's going to go happen. So depending on what they decide or depending on what they're going to do, we're going to see a lot of yen movement, a lot of dollar movement. So dollar yen is the pair to look at.
Definitely,
Our
definitely.
assumption, depending on the BOJ, is that we stick to the technicals here. I mean, we have been ranging a little bit on a 4 hour, but on a daily, still bearish trend.
Yeah, still under pressure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
lower highs, lower lows. On an hourly chart, still bearish too. I mean, yen has been kind of ranging around the 102 area, and it seems like 102.50, 101.50 seems to be about the range, 100 pip range. So, expectation is if we don't get more stimulus from the Bank of Japan, this baby may hit 101.20 or the 101 handle, and then basically squeezed to the downside and hit the lows. Or let me see the 4 hour lows of about 100. 100 seems to be the resistance mark on the 4 hour chart, and on the daily, excuse me, the support looks like the kind of like the right floor seems to be 100. So if we can kind of get
Yeah.
to 100 from where our levels are at, that's a pretty good profit, pretty profit
Yeah.
day. We closed our positions last week and made a nice little gain on our dollar yen positions as we shorted. I think we had two other positions that we shorted,
Yep. Yep.
and we closed out to take profit and cut our exposure. And tomorrow, I want to see where we're at. If we can kind of get to around 101.50, 101.30, I'm going to be okay with closing our two positions to reduce our exposure and take profit. And then wherever we go, we're going to play the market and go from there.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if we can get a break of 101.5 tomorrow, we'll probably hit 100 within the same session. So
Right.
that's one to look for. I mean, that's a nice, decent support. So if we have a break of that, then, easy another 50 pips. So that'll give us a opportunity to get to close out. and
Absolutely.
reduce more exposure. So
Yeah.
be watching for that.
The key is just to reduce exposure. We don't want to get hit with any kind. We don't want to get blindsided with anything happening. All right. So
Exactly.
Wednesday is the big day. Wednesday, everyone's going to be in front of their computers, their monitors. 10:30 in the morning, we have crude inventory, just like every week. Crude inventory, excuse me. FOMC, what's going to happen? Federal funds rate. Um, FOMC press conference. We don't expect anything to happen. My call is that we're going to stay the same. Uh, Retail sales were pretty flat. Wages were pretty flat, but jobs has been steady. Inflation
Yeah,
kind of close to what they want to be, but I don't think it's it's been enough for them to raise rates. I don't think it's been convincingly. The data has been convincingly on the side of where they want to be to raise a rate.
yeah, I agree.
So I don't see it happening. I think the uncertain political climate too. If I had to make a call on when they're going to raise rates, which they need to, it'd be December, just like last year. December we raised a quarter,
Yeah,
25
exactly.
basis points.
I mean, December looks like if I mean the closest meeting. Definitely not this meeting. The next. The only thing to watch for is I'd say if Yellen wants to be hawkish, that's the only thing to watch for. But definitely no rate raise or
No,
anything
nothing.
changing. So
Another thing too is uh, the futures Fed funds rate hike. The futures call on Bloomberg has it around 22%. So 22% chance that the Fed are going to raise rates. Not exactly something you want to bet on. Then the Kiwi as well. We have the cash rate and rate statement. We're expecting a little bit of a dovish call, but I don't think any kind of rate cut is going to happen.
yeah, I agree.
Thursday, we have Draghi speaking on Thursday. We got unemployment claims. We'll see if we have any more stimulus. ECB, I believe a week ago, nothing really happened. And I mean, everything was on the dollar and the Fed talk, and that's what kind of raised the dollar all across the board.
Exactly.
So Friday, we have some inflationary data from Europe and Canada. Nothing really to worry about. The days we need to be working: Wednesday and Thursday. We need to be watching, but Wednesday mostly, and Tuesday, tomorrow night, midnight. That's where we're going to be focusing on.
Definitely, definitely.
Any kind of technical layouts you're looking at, Anthony?
Yeah, might as well pull up dollar caddy USD CAD.
Let's do it.
We're looking for the breakout here, and depending on the Fed, it's either the upside or the downside. To the upside, we're still basically the same as last week. We're still looking for a break of 32.5
Mhm.
to maintain bullish bias, and a break back down below. Well, 131.3 held pretty strong. A break back down below there, and it could change the view. But what we're looking for is a break of the high. Now, depending on what happens with oil tomorrow, we might break that, but it's we have to wait for the Fed in order to make a move. You know. But those are the levels that I'm watching. 32.5 on the upside, a break of that, and it's off to the races.
We also have the inventories on Wednesday as well that might give us a little bit of movement.
Exactly. So it's probably gonna it could break. I mean, it's 31.5, 31.3 area is holding pretty strong. So we could have a break of 32.5 tomorrow maybe, but something to watch.
Yeah,
And
if we
you don't want to make any moves before the Fed and
no,
before
no.
BOJ.
No.
So that's something we have
On a
to watch.
daily, looks like we've hit kind of a resistance mark, 132.
Yeah. Yep.
But I don't think oil will support a stronger Canadian dollar in order to bring it back down to the 130 handles, in my opinion.
It's a huge area, huge area right here that we're at.
Yep, absolutely. Any other any other pairs we're looking at?
Yeah, I got GBP USD. Take a look at that.
Cable?
Yep. Put it on the 4 hour or the daily, both, whichever.
Do a 4 hour here? Uh huh.
Yep. Matter of fact, put the daily better,
Daily,
just
okay.
so I can see. We did break the 13500 level, which was a nice decent support since mid-July, basically. Like I said, we wait to see what the Fed does for a possible trade. I mean, I'm watching this one. 13500 looks like the line in the sand.
Hmm.
Continued break from here. We should see a move to the downside, 28.6. And possibly beyond. That would have to be hawkish Fed, et cetera, et cetera. So have to wait to see how that happens. Nice big drop within the past few days, GBP. a lot of pressure here. Like I
Yeah.
said, broke through the 13500. That's a big area to me. So we'll be watching how the Fed turns out and maybe a possible trade here. It's a decent
Yeah,
one.
it
I
looks
mean,
like.
I still believe long term we're going lower, but we just have to see in the medium term.
Yeah, I agree. I think most of the part has to be the weak pound and a stronger dollar playing those together against each other. You can get
Exactly.
that spread going. And with
Exactly.
Carney adding more stimulus here and there, I mean, it's basically sent on the fact that is the pound going to get weaker? And I think long term, Goldman and Morgan Stanley is expecting a weaker pound. And if we get a hawkish Fed, this is the trade to make, honestly.
Exactly. That's what I want to pull it up. It's a good one, So that's one to keep an eye on. Definitely. We could have some big movement there, depending on how the Fed meeting goes. So let's watch that one. The other two I wanted to look at was just dollar index and oil, just to get a feel for where we're at now.
Okay, let's look at the Dixie. All
Yep.
right, daily.
Yeah, pretty much the same as last week. I mean, we haven't been able to break what is that, 96 and some change right there, 96.5. We haven't been able to break that 90, basically 96. We haven't been able to break that. That's resistance right now.
Hmm.
To the downside, 94.5, and we've been basically range bound since we had the hawkish Fed speakers, etc. So, waiting to see a break here, and we will get a break either to the upside or the downside, and that'll be after. Well, it could be tomorrow after the BOJ, but definitely after the Fed, and that'll give us, basically an indicator of where to make our trades, how to go about it. So that's something to watch. But everything's range bound right now.
Yeah, everything is just
Definitely some
waiting on
key
that.
levels. Yep, exactly.
All right, let's take a
Take a
look at
look at
US
oil.
oil.
Yep, yep,
Again, range
daily.
bound, a daily around
Yeah,
40, 48, 43,
yep.
43 handle.
Still under pressure. 43 is holding right now. For where we at? 43.6. 43 is holding. Um, I mean, we have 40 to the downside. We have the inventories coming out Wednesday, then the Fed. So something to watch. I mean, basically, just looking at the chart, looking at the technicals, we do look like some downside coming.
This is a
Uh,
comparison, Dixie versus the US oil.
there we go. Nice.
And this is on a
So yeah, I mean,
daily.
I see.
Look
Looks
at it
like it.
now.
Looks like we could have some more downside on oil. Definitely.
Yeah, definitely look at the hourly. I mean, look at that inverse correlation right there, huh?
Exactly. Check that out.
That's beautiful, actually. That spread right there. I mean, shoot. I mean, Fed could
Yep.
send the oil down a crap, so down to the
Yeah.
30, 39 handle. Wouldn't be
Exactly.
surprised.
Yeah.
Stronger
So
dollar. Well, oil's priced in dollars, so stronger dollar does hurt oil prices.
exactly. So after, I mean, basically tomorrow night through Wednesday, we'll have a good look across pairs, and we'll be able to we'll trade accordingly, and
Mhm.
bag some pips.
Yeah, all we got right now is just the waiting game. Tuesday, I don't expect a lot of movement. We're waiting for Japan. I mean, really not much to talk about. I mean, even equity markets are not as moving as much. Apple killed it last week. But I think it was
Yep.
about
Yep.
11% growth for the week, 8 to 11%. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep.
there's nothing really much to talk about. I mean, the saying goes, "Hurry up and wait, man." Good trading is boring. That's what we got to do is just wait and see what
Yep. Have
happens.
patience.
Everything is on Wednesday. I think tomorrow, traders, just keep in mind on Twitter, keep a look at your emails because we may be closing a couple of our dollar yen positions, take some profit, and reduce our exposure as we go along. We'll keep an eye on it as always, and just keep on looking at our Twitter feed, and we'll keep you guys updated as always. So I don't expect much movement. If we can break 101.30 or 101.50 in dollar yen, I think we're just gonna go ahead and take profit, and
Yeah. Good move.
you'll go from there.
So we'll be looking for that. We'll definitely be looking out for that one throughout the Asian and Euro and US session
Mhm, mhm.
tomorrow. See what happens, but definitely.
It's a very big central bank week. We're just going to keep an eye on it. Just as always, do our due diligence, trade what's in front of us, not what we think might happen, obviously. So we're gonna leave it
Exactly.
at that, man. Anthony, I appreciate your time as always. Let's go ahead and see how we go from here. We're doing great this month. I believe we're at 600 plus pips for the month. We still got about
Beautiful.
what week and a half left for the month. Let's go and kill it, man.
Yeah. Let's get these pips.
Yes,
Everyone have a
sir.
good night.
Everyone have a great night, and we'll see you on Twitter and the website. Thanks, guys.